Welcome. Today we're going to go over the Tintri IntelliFlash GUI interface. This all runs on the array, so there's no separate VM or appliance you have to run. You just have to have the array, and it all runs with inside there. Also, this is HTML5, so there is no Java or Flash, and it's fully functional, so you can do all your administrative tasks right within here without the need to jump back and forth to any command line. We do have a fully functional REST API if you want to script anything or automate any of this functionality as well. So after we log in, this is our landing page. This is the dashboard. You can see here it gives you a lot of great information. So I'll start here with the space savings. You can see we're getting 4.2 data reduction. And then this breaks down what makes up that data reduction. So there was 3.4 terabytes of data sent to the system. Compression reduced that down to 1.2 terabytes, and dedupe reduced that to under a terabyte for a total savings of 2.6. Now this is true data reduction numbers. We're not putting any thin provisioning, snapshots, or clones into this number. This is strictly what we did to the data you sent us. So anything you get within provisioning, that's just on top of this number. Below that is your total capacity you get with the system and what's available. And then you can see the breakdown of what the consumption is from data perspective, how much is consumed by snapshots, and how much you have reserved. And then the other thing people like to look at is your performance numbers. So we have the three major metrics there: latency, IOPS, and throughput. And these scroll across in real time. If I hover my mouse, I can see what my read and my write latency is at any moment. I can even break these down by protocol. We support Fiber Channel, iSCSI, NFS, and SMB3. You can do all four at the same time, or you can just do a single protocol, and you can break down those performance metrics as well. Up here, we have our top 10 list, and you can do top 10 VMs, LUNs, or shares. If I click the little icon here, you can see you can quickly jump between the bottom 10, top 10. You can sort by IOPS or latency or throughput, and I have this just set by latency on these VMs here. So this is pretty unique if you're running over NFS or SMB. You can see per VM level metrics, not just per LUN or share. Customers like this. I had one customer that noticed that a domain controller was suddenly doing 10,000 IOPS, and no one was complaining, but he knew that was kind of out of the ordinary for that VM. And the next thing is people would probably be calling and have with login issues. The array was handling it fine. They knew that there was something they needed to address. So they were actually able to go in and figure out, does it have a virus? Was it trying to spam the world? But they were able to correct the problem before it became user impacting. Now, if we go over, if you want to get more detailed in the analytics, we have our analytics page here. And what I like about it is you can set up tabs. So you can set tabs around very specific information, either what you want to see, or even I have here around application. So this example, again, of another customer that set up a tab for their ERP system. They were actually rolling out a new ERP system, and they didn't want to use the analytics for any troubleshooting. They wanted to do is figure out what's the baseline performance for this new application. So when they got up and running, started rolling out to users, they set this tab to view all the metrics around that system as it was deployed and put in production. You can see, you can customize this. You can just see write performance, read performance. You can see both. You can see historical. You can select live, and it will scroll across live data in the system. So however you want to customize it, you can. And again, you can go beyond just latency IOPS. You can see your cache hit, pool performance overall. Sometimes folks want to see the actual throughput going in each controller. You can do that as well. So it's a nice system and allows you to customize it. And again, you don't have to have a separate reporting server to see this information. Now let's go over to where our data lives. And I'm going to go into my area here. You can see this is a sandbox, and everybody has all our engineers have their own area. I'll go to mine. And if I want to deploy a new LUN, simply click New. I can do a single LUN in the scenario, or I can do multiple LUNs. So if I click multiple, I can choose how many I want to create and what number to start at. So if I create 10 and then I want to come back the next day and do 11 through 20, I just tell it to start at number 11. For the demo, I'll just do a single LUN. We'll call this demo LUN. We'll choose a size. We'll just do 500 for now. Thin provisioning on by default, virtual server by default. Hit next. Gives me a nice summary and create and finish here. As soon as the GUI refreshes, there it is. So very, very easy to create. Once it's created, I do have some options. I can go into our snapshots here. And I can always take a point in time snapshot. These are all pointer based, so they're instantaneous. And as soon as I take the snapshot, it doesn't really consume any space. It's just tracking the changes at that point. So if I'm about to do an upgrade and I want to take a quick snapshot, I can go ahead and do that instead of waiting and running a full backup. We have to spell upgrade correctly. And hit create, and I have it right there, instantaneous. Now another nice feature of this is I can also quickly clone it. So I will go in here and I will name it SQL clone. Again, I'm an amazing speller. Hit clone, and now when I go back, I'll get a confirmation, but I'll go back to my screen and now refresh and another item appears. We'll see that I have my original demo LUN and then the SQL clone. Now, nice thing is that those aren't named similar, but if I hover over that little C, you'll see the name of the LUN it was cloned from. So no matter what you name it, you'll always be able to figure out where it came from. Now, again, this is a fully functioning LUN. I can read, write to it. I can even take snapshots of the clone. So it's really sky's the limit on what you can do with this. But this allows you in the middle of the week to test that upgrade. So, most of the time you're doing these upgrades on the weekends and the evenings and you want to know exactly what you're going to run into. Well, if it's a Wednesday afternoon, clone it, test the upgrade against the clone. You'll figure out what is going to go wrong or right and exactly how long it takes you. And then when you're finished, you can simply select delete. We have a little safety check here to type in the name. And it is case sensitive. So I want to make sure that you are deleting what you want to delete. And then it's gone. So it's very simple to create and delete clones. And again, they're extremely space efficient. Another option with snapshots is you can schedule them. So you can go in here and click manage schedules. I don't have a schedule, so I'm going to put one on here. And it's extremely simple. Hit the plus sign. I have a customer, it's an engineering firm, and they take a snapshot every hour. And they do this for 2 days. And what this allows them, I did 3 days. So this allows them to basically recover anything down to a 1 hour time frame. In the past, if someone created something at 10 a.m. and deleted it too, it never hit the midnight backup window and the data was gone. In an engineering firm, that can be a lot of man hours lost. So this gives them that ability. Now, fast forward nowadays with ransomware, this allows them now, if something were to happen to those engineering shares, they were to get crypto locked, they can at most lose 1 hour of work they can roll back. And again, you can layer these on, hit daily and choose 4 weeks, I give it a month, and continue to put on your protection schedule. So this gives you a lot of flexibility, and you can even set default schedules. So if you want anything, it's a SQL server to have a 1 hour snapshot, you can do that. Let me go back. So that's provisioning and snapshots. Now I do want to jump over here real quick. So we did that all through the GUI. We do have a VMware plugin. You can see here, this is the same system. Here's the same data reduction number. So this is vCenter. I can see all that data right from within vCenter. And what I just did with creating a LUN, I can do within here as well. And it will attach all the LUNs to the hosts. You can even choose not to attach certain hosts to the LUN. So add, delete, resize, and clone systems all can be done right within vCenter. I have some customers that don't get into our GUI for I had one tell me wasn't in for 6 months because he had done everything right from within vCenter. So it's up to you. We give you the option. So if I go back in here and then go to settings and administration, we'll see software updates. Very simple. We can turn on automatic downloads, and what that does is the array checks in for new versions periodically. If there is a new version, it will download it in the background. And then you choose when to apply. It'll reboot one controller at a time, so there's no downtime. All your applications should stay connected, but it won't do it without you. You choose when to apply that update. And again, it keeps a history of all the updates that it's done. Customer support. We have our IntelliCare portal, so the system's heartbeat home. Telemetry data support uses that data as well to monitor, make sure systems are running correctly, and then you can log in and see all that data and analytics. We also have IntelliShell, so you can remote into systems and you can have support remote into. So if you need support to be your co-pilot, you can turn this on and you can set it to expire. So you can say, I'm going to turn on IntelliShell, but to shut back down after 2 hours. You can do that, and support can come in and walk you through anything, creating a snapshot, anything like that. And then lastly, we show Appleware. I showed you that plugin. It's extremely easy to deploy the plugin. Simply point us to the array to the vCenter server, and you can push out the plugin. So you don't have to download anything. You don't have to manually install it. We can push all the settings out right from the array. So you can have the system up and running in a few minutes, and then point it to your vCenter and have the plugin deploy LUNs in very short order. So that's about 90% of the system. It's very, very simple. And again, all HTML5 web-based for management. If you have any further questions or you want to see anything else, please contact your account team, and we're happy to do a live demo as well.